please welcome Mavis Nduchwa. Mavis is the founder and CEO of Kalahari Honey, a social enterprise that uses beekeeping as a tool to mitigate human and wildlife conflicts while transforming rural communities. Welcome, Mavis.
I was raised in a farming community in Botswana, where 80% of the population practices some form of agriculture. Our country is home to the world's largest elephant population, which is a beautiful thing, except one significant challenge. 70% of the country is a desert, and that leaves 30% of land for both human and wildlife to compete for. Every year, farmers lose their lives and their crops due to elephants. Elsewhere in the world, the solution is to shoot the elephants. At Kalahari Honey, we came up with a better, more natural, and more sustainable solution. A solution that relies on a simple fact that elephants don't like bees, especially when they go into their nostrils. We therefore put beehives alongside the farms as living fences to keep the elephants away. My grandmother taught me about business when she negotiated in the markets, and I've always been a natural problem solver. At the age of 14, my family sent me to boarding school so that I could school were spent working on solutions to the challenges that we had then. This included writing love letters for my friends, for which I charged a small fee. Solve somebody else's problem, and I could earn a little money while at it. Fast forward 2015, I saw a challenge that the farmer Kalahari Honey, a honey aggregator that uses bees to solve issues of hunger as well as human and wildlife conflict, was founded. We are a two-stop shop. We train and supply farmers with beehives. We then create a market for the farmers by buying back the honey from the farmers, process it, package it, and supply both local and international markets. Today, we employ more than 500 women farmers with beehives and counting. We contribute to food security as farmers are now able to safely harvest their crops. We conserve wildlife as farmers no longer have to shoot elephants to protect their land. We are currently raising capital to enable us to add more farmers to our network, as well as feed more families, both in my country and 2 other neighboring countries. It may sound crazy, but it is true. A jar of honey feeds farmers and saves elephants with the help from some bees. My name is Mavis Nduchwa, founder and CEO of Kalahari Honey, and we are changing the world one bee at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mavis. Experts, I'm going to start with Betsy. If you have a question, unmute yourself. Go ahead, Betsy.
Mavis, I like the way that you have attacked this very challenging problem in a really innovative way. My question for you is about barriers to entry and competition. Do you have others in the geography who are attempting to do the same thing that you are? And if so, are there barriers to having them enter the category?
Thank you. Touch on the fact that we are the first honey aggregator in my country. And because this has been an ongoing challenge, and so that gives us a chance to also not only work with communities in Botswana, but to 2 other neighboring countries. As you know, that elephants know no boundaries. This is an area where there's always been an issue of human and wildlife conflict. So we are quite happy to be, the first to be using this indigenous knowledge to tackle such a big problem.
Catherine, you have a question?
Yes, thanks. Hi, Mavis. What a wonderful natural solution to a natural problem. I'd love to hear a little bit more about how you create awareness of what you're doing among farmers to recruit more, to go from 500 to 1,000. How do you create that awareness of what you're doing?
Thank you. I think the most important thing is, education itself. When working with community, the very first step that one has to always embark on is, training communities, especially when it comes to indigenous knowledge that you're introducing, because these are people that have always had challenges in their communities, and therefore it takes a bit of time for them to, really trust in the solution that you propose and you bring. And because the communities have had problems, you find that, if it's a success, then people are willing to, come on board, I'm happy to say that, our problem is not only the demand in terms of, the market wanting honey, but our challenge is also on the supply side of, setting up more farmers, because, people need to keep their farms safe. People need to grow food, people need to eat, and, the elephants need to be in the parks.